My number one tip when it comes to overcoming visual snow syndrome is to practice looking through it. So my name's Fern Mannix and I'm a former sufferer of visual snow syndrome, and I now prefer to call it visual disturbances as a result of anxiety rather than, I guess, like a condition in and of itself. So if you want to learn more about that, please take a look at my other videos. But today I'm going to be teaching you a technique, I suppose, that allows you to redirect your attention away from the snow. So the fact that right now, if you're struggling, that you are staring at the disturbances, so you are focusing on the static, focusing on the floaters, focusing on the little wiggly lines that we get in our eyes, the fact that you are doing that is the problem, okay? I'm going to post my, as I keep referring to, my sensory motor model of OCD up there, which explains, take a moment to have a read through it. This explains the cycle of OCD and how actually when we become hyperfixated on bodily sensations such as visual disturbances, this creates more anxiety and perpetuates us noticing it. You know, we see it more because we're giving it attention, okay? So the way to overcome visual disturbances is to practice looking through them rather than kind of focusing on and staring at them, okay? So what this means is, say if you are, I don't know, about to water your plants, for example, I don't know, and you are finding yourself looking at the static and the plant is in front of you, the plant is like there, but then here, almost like as a film in front of you, is the static and the floaters. So what you've probably been doing so far is staring at the floaters and being like, oh my God, they're everywhere, you know, I can't ignore these. Oh, there's another floater, there's another two, there's another three. That is the problem. So what I want you to practice doing is doing your tasks, doing your daily activities, but looking almost like past the floaters. And this isn't about getting rid of them, but it's about redirecting your attention onto the action that you're doing, okay? So what that would look like if you're watering a plant is, okay, so I can see the floaters, I can see the static, it's here, almost like as a film, but I'm focusing on, isn't that leaf lovely and green? And here I am watering my plant. Oh look, there's 6 leaves. I think it's growing a new one. Oh, I must get some new soil for my plant, whatever. And do you see how the focus is actually not on what's in front of you, but it's almost like past the snow and it's onto the activity that you're doing. So if you're with, I don't know, your partner, you know, and usually you're looking at the face, you see all of these kind of lumps and bumps and static, and that freaks you out, okay? What we need to do is to look, like I say, look past the snow and focus on the conversation at hand. So your partner's talking to you about their day at work and all you can see is the static and your attention is on the static and the visual disturbances. What I want you to practice doing is focusing on, almost like through and past that, onto the words that are coming out of their mouth and how their day was and what their hair looks like and maybe what clothes they're wearing and how much of a nice time you're having with them and the connection that you feel. And do you see how none of that is focusing on your visual disturbances and what's in front of you? Okay, the more that you do this, you're going to break that cycle of OCD that I posted up there because you're not compulsing, okay? When we do compulsions, such as checking for the snow, such as scanning our vision, such as looking at white walls and seeing if we can see it still, the more that we do that, the more that we send a really, really strong message to our brain that the snow is dangerous. And when we do that, we give ourselves more anxiety and it increases the sensations, okay? So practice, like I say, practice looking through and not at the visual disturbances. I think you'll see a real difference.